Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Watch the Tower Radio 6 broadcast. I'm David, and I'll be your host. I was reading this article about a Christian convert in India, and when I got through reading the article, it left me feeling sad for him and his family, and also very upset. What happened was a Christian by the last name of Gold, who was a convert in India, was kidnapped and tortured and left for dead by a group of Hindu radicals. What happened was the man was constantly harassed for a very long time for being a Christian convert and was told to stop worshiping Jesus, him and his family. So what ended up happening is they kidnapped him, tortured him, they beat him, they hit him in the mouth, sat on his chest, they tied him up, they did a lot of things to this poor man, and they did so for hours, telling him to stop worshiping Jesus. He goes on to tell that during all this, he passed out a few times and threw up, which I can totally see why. So after all this, they thought he was dead and tossed his body into a ditch. Luckily, there was people who saw this and they contacted the police. But it doesn't stop there. When the police arrived and started to talk to the man, they didn't ask him about his attackers, what happened or anything. The first thing they questioned him on was his faith. So I found that very interesting too. So instead of asking this poor man who just suffered all this torture about how it happened and his attackers, they questioned him on his faith. And so after the questioning of faith, then they take him to the hospital, which really blows my mind. It really makes me sad to hear about such things, but luckily the man survived this crazy attack, and I'm going to pray, and we should all pray for him and his family, because this is just a terrible thing to go through. You know he's never going to forget about such a things. In the book of 2 Timothy chapter 3 verse 12, it goes on to read, "Yes, and all who desire to live godly in Christ Jesus will suffer persecution." This is very true, as you can see here. A lot of people take America's freedom for granted. A lot of other countries do not have the freedom that we have. I was thinking about this for a while after I read this article. Why is there no huge media coverage on this? Why are all these groups who want all these rights and persecutions to be stopped and to be used, or to use whatever bathroom they want? Why aren't they in an uproar over this, or about the police officers who are hunting down these criminals, but the police officers are made to look bad because, it ends up in some sort of a tragic event where the person that they're chasing is a known criminal who committed murders, robbed people, and stole, but yet the officers are made to look bad. Why aren't the news media people appalled by what just happened to this poor man? It's a simple reason. A lot of people nowadays, especially the news media, when things happen to smaller groups, they seem to pay attention and really care a lot. But when it comes to Christianity, it seems to leave a bitter taste in people's mouth. And when things like this happen to Christians, they just simply dismiss it like, oh, it's a Christian, it really doesn't matter. But if something like this was to happen to a Muslim or anything like that, oh Lord, there would be such an uproar about his persecution, because of his faith, or this person, that person. But it's a Christian, who cares? It really, really makes me upset to hear about such things. I know, for one, I'm really upset about reading this because people here take for granted the freedom that we have to worship, while the other Christians, as we can see overseas and whatnot, pardon me, have a hard time just being a Christian. They know they're going to go through great trials and tribulations stepping out on the street. They can easily be murdered, as you can clearly see, and nobody would care or bat an eye. So this is where we really need to stick together, because the persecution against the Christians is very, very great, and nobody cares. So we really have to pray and be strong for each other, because as said in the Bible, it's only going to get worse, but nobody can take our faith away from God. Nobody can remove his love from us, no matter what they do. Just thinking about such things, just, I don't know, it leaves me kind of beside myself. I don't think I'm perfect in any single way. I will never say that. I will not be one to judge people. But yeah, this is just, in situations like this, it really calls eye for an eye. If they catch these assailants, they should have done back what was done to them. To me, that's how I really feel, because this is just, it really infuriates me. I know we should turn the other cheek, but just hearing such things really enrages me. So let's keep this poor man and his family in our prayers tonight. And hopefully he doesn't have to go through such a thing again. And for all the Christians overseas or anywhere they're suffering persecution, because it does happen often to Christians, and nobody seems to bat an eye. So we really have to watch out for each other. And of course, God is looking out for us. Alright, that's all the time we have for the show today. I would like to thank everyone for joining me, and please don't forget to visit the website, Watch the Tower Radio. It's listed in the link below. I would love to hear about your guys' stories, your thoughts. I will gladly read them and also share them on the show. And if you also would like to be a guest on the show sometime, please feel free to email me, which is also located in the website. And also follow on Twitter, where if you just want to say hello, or if you have any topics you want to talk about on the show, have any ideas, or just simply want to say hi, please follow Watch the Tower Radio on Twitter. It is also located in the link below. God bless you all, and don't forget, the truth will set you free.